here the cheapest Chinese head unit that I could find with a FLAC support. Now on this it only says that it has MP3 and WMA, but none a FLAC support. We'll be checking out if it has a FLAC support, but first we just check out the distortion levels and everything. What can a $15 head unit have? How good it is inside. Now this video has been sponsored by Autodoc. Today is a Black Friday, minus 27% or something in the Autodoc. Link in description, go check it out. Now they have usually really cheap, like Christmas is coming, really cheap Christmas special deals. Go check out very good OEM style of parts. I'm buying a lot of Bosch parts for my Opel Corsa from there. And also in every build that we have, we always buy our equipment like a just a lot of good stuff because they are cheap. Mostly they are cheaper than here in Finland, and they come with the post straight in your home. You don't have to go and buy them and find them yourself. You just put your car details on there and check the pricing and take parts from there. But now we will be going checking the clipping and distortion of this cheap Chinese head unit. Hello YouTube, today I have here the cheapest Chinese head unit that I could find with a FLAC support. Now this came in, it has a two set of wires, normal ISO adapters here and just bare wires in the back. Then we have a remote controller, pretty nice, and a set of these where you can take the head unit off if you want. Comes in a nice little package, but it has no FLAC support anyhow. Well, the seller told me that it had FLAC support and I bought it for that, and it does not have, so it was a scam or something like this. Now I don't really care actually if it has or does not have a FLAC support. I just wanted to test it out. So this is the cheapest head unit that you can find. Probably all of the cheapest head units are similar to this, with a radio, two set of ISO lead adapters and a RCA outputs. And then I actually tested all the RCA outputs. They are equal to the same, and we'll be now testing the clipping of this device, and we'll be actually seeing the amperage that goes into the speaker while we are testing the clipping. Now we're playing 40 Hz song here, and just to start this up we take it up to volume 10. Now we have like nothing on the RCA side and about 1 volt, 0.8 volts, 0.9 volts at the speaker output. That's like nothing. Then we raise the volume to 50. Now we can hear the sound there. Actually, I should check out that the loudness is off and the bass boost here is also off, like so. Okay, so the first one, the 10 volume, was wrong, and now we are at the 10 volume. We get nice bit of noises and 52 millivolts out from the speaker lines. At volume of 15 we get 200 millivolts at 40 Hz and still about nothing from the RCA side. Now raising up to 20 volts we are now getting 0.8 volts and nothing on the RCA side. Then raising up to 25 we start to hear a little bit on the speaker and we get 2 volts, still nice and clean. And now we are not getting anything from the RCA side. Actually, is this connected correctly? Raising up to 30 volts. Now we are getting something from the RCA side. It built up like 0.1 volts and 4 volts from the speaker side, with around 0.8 amps. Then we are raised to 35 and now we are getting a bit pretty much more louder. 8 volts out, we still clean, and 0.4 volts from the RCA side. Still raising a little bit now. Now I can hear the distortion in the speaker in this 2000 watt Ono speaker. Really nice. I'm not really sure if it can handle 2000 watts, but anyhow. We are now at 36 volts, 36 volume, 35, 36, and we are getting distortion. So probably if I turn a little bit down, yes, our clipping is at around 35 volume with a 8 volts at 1.3 amps, so that's around 10 watts or something like this. And then we are getting the maximum of 0.4 volts at RMS from the RCA side. Now that's really low. I can actually change here if we can get a bit more from the other RCAs, 0.4 again, then on the other side 0.4 again, and all the RCA outputs are at around 0.4 volts, so that's really low. One thing to keep in mind, this heats up really bad. This is actually at around 60 to 70. Oh, it's burning. Maybe 70 Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comment section, but it's getting really hot. Now let's crank it up and see how much it can produce when everything is on. Now do not use loudness or bass boost at these kind of small head units. They just crank your speakers into distortion and rarely affects on the RCA side. Now first of all, testing the bass. We can actually get with the bass a little bit more, like plus 2.5 volts, plus 3.6 volts. Now it's getting distorted, so at around volume of 35 and bass plus 3, we can get 0.2 volts more, total of 0.6 volts from the RCA side. Now that's bad. That's actually, it should have like 1 to 2, maybe 4 volts to get to let me say that this is a good internal amplifier, internal RCA outputs. Now that's really bad. Now let's crank it up just for giggles and let's see how much it goes into distortion. The maximum here, as we can see, is 0.8 volts at the RCA side and 11.31 volts at the speaker side with the maximum of 1.5 amps. So 11.3 times 1.5 amps is around 15, 16, maybe 17 watts. So that's really low for the promised 4 times 60, where somewhere it said it on somewhere there, 4 times 60 watts, and it outputs only like 4 times 50 watts. Now that's really bad. Now keep in mind, this cost me 14 euros. That's around 15 to 16 dollars. It is a really cheap device. Without FLAC support, it said it had, but it does not have. I tested it around, and it has a Bluetooth, WAV, VMA, Windows format, MP3, normal FM unit, and also SD card plays, AUX, and the USB. So cheapest Bluetooth CD receiver, no, not a CD receiver, head unit around there with a maximum undistorted volume of a 35. So that's about it for this video. Like if you like, dislike if you dislike, and leave a comment what do you think about this cheap Chinese head units that are coming around. I think I had something here, maybe bass, loudness is on, I knew it, I heard it, and then just volume 1 up. So at around 8 volts out and 0.4 volts from the RCA side. What do you think about these cheap Chinese head units? I think that they are quite okay for the price, because you don't want to put this in your main daily driver. You want to put this in a car that can be, let's say, in a place where it can be destroyed without you of crying over spilled milk. If you know what I understand, use it at a place like outside, perhaps somewhere it can get wet and get destroyed, and you don't think about it that too much, or make a ghetto blaster with this. It can play some music, has a Bluetooth in it, it's quite fine, or just play it with a round, but do not take this into your car and put it on, let's say, in a high
quality speaker system. It just ruins everything you have installed in there. It's cheap, it kind of does what it's meant to be doing, except playing FLAC or getting a good RCA output, but it has a RCA output, so I think it's okay. It outputs around 15 to 20, maximum maybe 15 watts out from the speaker, so it's quite okay-ish. So, like if you like, dislike if you dislike, and leave a comment what do you think about these cheap Chinese head units that are coming around from Wish and from eBay for less than $20. This cost 14 euros, so it is really cheap head unit. Actually, one thing, I don't like this kind of stuff going around here all the time. I really hate it. But the best part of this head unit is that it has round volume knob and it can be turned off. Bye bye.
So here it is, a really cheap Chinese head unit. Well, it's not good. Just simple. It's not good. It is cheap, 15 euros. It has a nice big volume knob and it plays music. That's about it. It has a connectivity of AUX and everything works. But how long is the other question. So this is for the people who wants to have a hole in the dash and want to fill it with a head unit and get some music out. It's not very high quality, it goes in distortion very easily, does not have CD player because who fits CD player inside this kind of chassis, and it has RCA outputs. A basic simple head unit for $15. You don't fall from high ground if you buy this, but it does not serve you really well. I can actually say that here in Finland, if you use this kind of devices, they probably will break in winter because it's so cold in here. The LCD screen will break or the internals will break. I'm not recommending this to anybody because with a around 50-60 euros you can get a head unit with 2-year warranty. Do not buy these, but if you want a really cheap Chinese head unit, go for it. It lasts for some times, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 2 years, who knows. Thank you for watching. This video has been sponsored by Autodoc. Go check out link in description. There's many deals now. And get your parts for your car, and let's discuss more about this cheap stuff in the comment section. What do you want me to test next? Should I buy a 2-din head unit or should I buy something like amplifier or something like this to check out if they are any good, or what should I buy and test next? Go in comment section and leave me a message. See you on the next video. Bye bye.